What's up, everybody? Thank you for coming back for another video. It's your boy Hookman Go, and today I kind of want to do something a little different. This is the first time I do something like this, but I've been putting a lot more mind into this whole recession thing that's going on. I'm sure you've heard of it. If you haven't, you probably live under a rock, but the news is full of it, social media is full of it. Everything is just about the current situation with the market and the whole coronavirus thing that's going on. So I just want to come on and give my opinion on how I think the real estate market is going to act, or not so much the real estate market, but just the market in general is going to act. I'm no guru about it. I haven't really done this before. Again, this is my opinion. And that being said, I have been doing a lot more research, and I'm basically making an educated assumption of what's gonna go on. Again, this is my opinion. And this is the first time I do this. I was kind of excited to have my outlook out there. So let's get right into it. So as you may know, the market is going down. And the reason for this is because of this virus that's going around called the coronavirus. Pretty sure my video is gonna get demonetized because I said that, but I don't make money on this anyways, so I could care less. As we all know, China shut down all their borders. No one's going in and no one's going out. And as you also may know, almost everything is made in China. That being said, companies don't have the resources or their products and all these other things that go involved in the global market to make profits anymore because, well, they can't really make anything. A lot of companies have already announced that they're going to take a loss this quarter and potentially next quarter. You guys hear about the oil crisis that's going on. It's just a bunch of things all lining up, and the market is going down. Now, as a young investor like me, I have never been through a recession. So as a young investor, just starting up, literally just started up last year and going into a potential recession, I put more thought into this because, well, I don't want to make as many mistakes. I don't want to make any mistakes, but I'm going to make mistakes, so I just have to minimize them. And to do that, I have to understand how the economy works. So I've been doing a lot more research on basically interest rates and real estate and rent prices and stock market behavior and all that type of stuff. And just to start off, I want to say that cash flow is king, in my opinion. Appreciation, it's like a cherry on top. It's nice when your house appreciates to higher value, but cash flow is king. If you buy a property or you plan on buying a property and you can make that property cash flow with the price you purchase at, then you're golden. Because as long as it cash flows, that means someone else is paying off your debt and you have a nice cushion. That being said, house prices are getting a lot more expensive. Now that house prices are going up, the market has a lot of buyers. A lot of people are selling as well, but there's more buyers than sellers. So there's a lot of appreciation going on right now. And in my opinion, I think it's kind of the last hurrah before it kind of levels out. I mean, even where I live, last year, you could buy a house, a 3-family house for like $450, closer maybe to 500. Now, it probably wouldn't reach 500. We're talking about $450. There's already a house sold where I live for $600,000. That's $150,000 more money in less than a year and a half. So there's a lot of buyers in the market right now for two reasons. One, the economy was prospering and people want to buy houses. Two, the federal government keeps decreasing the interest rate. Now, this is huge. This is huge because this is the lowest interest rates have been in a long time. The last time this happened was back in 2008. And then which was the market bubble, the real estate bubble, and then before that was in the 1930s. Now, I don't want to jump the gun on interest rates, so I'll elaborate a little bit. So interest rates right now are, I think, at 3.8%, which is insanely cheap. If you buy a $600,000 house today at 3.8% interest rate, you would be paying the same mortgage in today than you would in 2010 with a $388,000 house. So just think about that. You can leverage $600,000 with a 3.8% interest rate and pay the same amount as buying a $390,000 home back in 8 years ago. Just think about that. Just think about that leverage. It's a lot. It's It's very expensive. Yes, the houses are very expensive right now, but you're also getting a good deal because you're getting at such low rate. You're almost getting it for $1 to $1, which is huge. Now, that being said, now that interest rates are lowering, this is kind of scary because as they keep lowering and lowering and lowering, interest rates will eventually hit zero. And the last time interest rates hit zero was in 2008. And then the time before that was in the 1930s. Both were depressions, huge depressions, huge downturns on the United States economy. As this last stretch of homes goes up, so the houses are just skyrocketing. Now people are going to be buying even more, and this is going to keep increasing the value of homes. The more buyers there are, the less available houses there are. The less available houses there are, the more expensive the houses get, because eventually it's going to hit zero. And when it hits zero, it's not beneficial for the government to lend money, so they're not going to lend money. If the government can't make money, there's no point of lending. And when the government stops lending money, people are going to stop buying houses. And when people stop buying houses, all these people that are trying to sell their house at all these high prices are just going to sit in the market. The longer the houses sit in the market, the lower the value goes down. And then we get into the recession. So this affects everything. Just like real estate, the same thing with the stock market. People pull out their money because companies aren't going to profit as much, so everything just goes down. That being said, I don't mean to say that it's not a good time to buy a house, but definitely don't over leverage yourself. Don't buy a really expensive house and barely make meets end when we're potentially approaching a recession. The scary part is that we don't know how long this recession is going to be. This coronavirus is spreading like wildfire, and in reality, no one knows. It could be tomorrow someone comes up with a vaccine. It could be 3 years from now. And if it's 3 years from now, then the economy will keep going down for 3 years, especially since all the borders are closed. So this is a very important concept to get. Yes, there's good deals out there. Yes, rents are really high. Yes, interest rates are very good. But do not over leverage yourself. So once again, I'm personally going to go for cash flowing properties and still try and flip properties. I think there's like a short amount of time here that I have to buy a property and flip it before, because right now there's more buyers than sellers. So if I could get in there, flip a property within the next 3 to 6 months, then I can make good profit on it. But after that, if interest rates keep lowering, then it's going to be more risky. It's going to be better to just buy and hold. So basically within the next 2-3 months, I want to get into a flip deal, hopefully. And then after that, I'm just going to be looking for buy and holds and just see how the market acts. You know, if prices go down, it's not bad. If prices go up, it's still not bad. The beautiful thing about real estate is that anything's a deal if you get it at the right price. So if the numbers work, it doesn't matter if it's 600,000 or 200,000. If it works, it works, which is great. Back to the point where I mentioned earlier that we don't know how long this is going to be. No one knows how long this is going to last. And the longer it lasts, the worse it is for everyone. And on paper, it all makes sense, you know, to just buy and hold and just buy and hold, just keep buying and holding, and eventually it'll skyrocket up. But we also have to remember that on paper is a lot different than reality. If you're buying and holding and you throw $10,000 in over 2 years and the economy's still not getting better and it just keeps going down, then you're literally going to see your money dissipate. And if you need that money, if you don't have an excess amount of savings for your everyday expenses, and say work starts slowing up, people start getting laid off, that's a lot different than just saying, oh, I just need to buy and hold and put all my money in the stock market and just buy and hold. Only invest the money that you don't need, because if worse comes to worse and the market just keeps going down, people are going to lose a lot of money, and it's a very, very psychological toll that you take, because if you need that money, the money's not going to be there. And this is something that I realized recently, that it works. Everything works on paper. Everything always works on paper, but in reality, it's always different. It's just harder in reality. It's harder to put an offer on a house. It's harder to get an offer accepted. It's just harder to do everything. Yes, it's possible, but you also have to remember that it is very difficult. If you throw all your money in the stock market because everything seems so discounted and the stock market keeps going down for the next 3 years, do you really think you'll be able to just leave all your money in there and just hope that it's going to go up eventually? Like, who knows? Maybe you get laid off and you have to make your car payment or something like that. Like things get tough, and right now we're just in the beginning of it. We're literally in the cusp of it. It's been 3 months maybe, and the stock market has gone down significantly, and just things are kind of out of whack. But then it's gonna eventually become consistent, and that is when it gets scary, when the market is consistently going down over a long period of time. So that's kind of what I like to keep in mind, because I also don't want to be too aggressive. I want to be a bit fearful. I feel like we're at the cusp of the turnaround. Like, real estate prices are just absurd right now. It's like right here, and then right when the government starts lowering interest, people are going to keep going and going and going and going, and eventually the government's just going to be like, all right, we can't loan money anymore, and then it's just going to go, and it always falls faster than it goes up. So it makes sense to me in my head. Let me know down below if it made sense to you, but I'm basically going to summarize what I basically went over. So real estate prices are very expensive, but rent is king. Rent is king. If you can get a property to cash flow, then you are golden, whether you're spending $600,000 or $200,000. As long as you can afford it and have the potential income to back up if anything happens, say your tenants leave or something, or you have a duplex on the other side leaves, then you have enough savings to keep yourself going and an income to keep it going, then you're golden. 2, the lower interest rates get, the better deals you can get out there. So basically the point I said before, don't over leverage yourself, but a $600,000 home at a 2% interest rate is better than a $400,000 loan at a 5 or 6% interest rate. And it wasn't too long ago where interest rates were like that. So, you know, you could lock in a very good deal now. Just don't over leverage yourself. So I don't know how many times I can emphasize that. That is one thing that I know for certain. No matter how little investing experience I have, do not over leverage yourself. 3, no one knows how long this is going to last. So don't just throw your money at the stock market or at investments, because as interest levels go down, as interest approaches 0, asset values will increase until a certain point, and then they will tank. Asset values will tank once interest rates hit 0. The government and banks only back their money with assets, and if they don't find value in their assets, then no one finds value in their assets. So those are the big 3 things. Cash flow is king. Don't over leverage yourself, but try and find a good deal if you can. And 3, just be careful with investing. Just be careful. We have our whole life to invest. There's no need to throw it all away right now and make your life harder because you threw all your money into the stock market and it went down. Like, I threw all my money in Bitcoin and it went down. And I needed my money, so I pulled it out and then it went back up. It's literally what happens. It takes a large psychological toll on you. So until you experience it, just be aware of it. And if it does happen to you, just learn from it. But that is my outlook on what's happening right now. I'm very new to this, and I started doing a lot of research, and this is just me watching YouTube videos and Googling stuff and reading articles and figuring out how the economy works and stuff like that. So if any of that made sense, let me know. Let me know what your thoughts are down below. Let me know how you view the economy, what you're looking forward to, what you're scared of, investments that you're trying to make. But now that things are slowing down, I'm personally going to try and find a flip within the next couple months, hopefully. I just put an offer in and it got denied yesterday, so just gotta put another one. I think I'm gonna put another one this week, hopefully by tomorrow. Yeah, that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. This one's a little longer. Again, everything is just my opinion. Nothing is a fact. That being said, guys, I'm off this. Like, comment, subscribe, follow my socials, you know who it is, and have a good one. Peace.